Hello viewers, I'm here at Whilton Mill. Today, a very special video because I'm going to be going up against my biggest rival in YouTube karting. And that is Cam Das. If you've been watching any racing or karting on YouTube, you almost certainly would have watched one of his videos. A very well qualified driver, and it was about to be a really good test to go up against him for the first time. We're going to be driving, as you see behind me, a range of different karts. We have karts from the 80s, the 90s, modern day rental karts, and then a senior Rotax as well. And we're going to be using data with the Rotax TRAX app to work out who is the fastest driver. So yeah, TRAX is a device which you connect to your kart. It then tracks all of your driving, your braking, your turning, your accelerating, and it gives you a score based on all of that. You can then compare to your friends to see who is the best driver once and for all. Now for me and Cam, we were going to go up against each other in 4 different karts, including a senior Rotax, one of which one of you lucky viewers will be able to win. Now first up is the kart from 1986.
Well, hopefully you survive this one. Good luck.
They don't look the safest, do they? But I think it'd be good fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you're testing it before me. And Steve, definitely one of the toughest competitors I've probably ever had. I've been watching his videos for years. So I think to try and beat him is gonna be much easier said than done today. Damn, that thing is ridiculous. It's so loud. I'm told the engine revs to like 17 or 18,000 RPM. I mean, they did it differently back in the day. Lap time actually doesn't matter so much today. What matters is driver score, which is calculated using Rotax's proprietary algorithm. And it's going to basically figure out like how good we are in braking, how good we are in lateral. You can tell he's like really purposely trying to avoid all the curbs because we're told that these karts just do the same longevity of the modern karts. So you really got to avoid big curbs and you gotta take care of it. It's also over 30 years old, 40 years old, so. To be expected. What it doesn't like is those bumps for sure though. It's hopping like crazy. I already know the lap time's gonna be something special from him, but my saving grace is trying to get that driver score. Just trying to maximize the abilities of the karts the best I can. But honestly, looking at him right now, he already looks like he's on it. Like he's been driving that kart his whole life. Very impressive. Dude, you were on it straight away. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, this kart is really, I don't know, it just handles so well. So I've warmed it up nicely for you. So I'm expecting good things. 50.3 fastest lap there. Felt pretty good after even just a few laps. This kart really just comes alive like straight away. Now it's the turn of Cam to try and beat my score. Good luck, mate.
Thank you, I'm gonna need it.
Okay, there goes Cam. Let's see what he can do.
First time in a 1986 go-kart, huh? Oh my god! What? The throttle is so responsive, holy sh!
You know, it's super interesting to see Cam out here because I've seen all of his karting content. So it's quite an interesting challenge, you know, trying to see who's the best.
There's so much grip. I thought it was gonna be a bucket of bolts, but not really. This thing's a weapon.
This is important. This really matters. Both of our careers are on the line. We have to win. I mean, I have to win. I've got the advantage as well because I've been to Whilton Mill many times. Cam's very new to this place, so I'm very curious to see how he does.
Oh, I do not have the bravery through the first chicane. That is fast. All right, that was like a decent lap. Oh, wow, this thing is mental.
He looks really good out there and he's, you know, first session, he looks pretty much on it. That kart is really nice, it handles beautifully, but he's driving it really well. I'm sure he hasn't driven this track or that kart before. He knows what he's doing. Okay, here it is, the moment of truth. Has Cam gone any quicker and got a better driver score?
This thing Dude, this thing's a machine. Holy crap.
Okay, so the scores are in. Using the TRAX device, we've been able to pull the telemetry off the kart, and it's rated our driving out of 100. My score was a 78.0. Steve?
My score is higher than that. 82.0.
Okay, so the first point goes to Steve. Now, curiously, I'm interested in whether or not our lap times would match that. You did a 50.33 and I did a 50.73. So yes, you were also in fact faster, but I'd be curious to actually go through the data and see where you're actually gaining that time.
Okay, yeah, let's take a look.
Okay, so according to my data, I'm losing the most time in basically the last chicane,
Yep.
which is ridiculously tricky, especially because we can't use the curbs in this kart. So I'm really struggling on the corner entry speed. So if I click on that, you can see the corner entry into the left-hander and into the right-hander. Apparently, I'm only 35% out of 100, so that's definitely a big lap time loss for me.
Okay, for me,
Oh, interesting.
so mine's into the boot section, the left-hander into the right. I mean, watching you're very committed on the brake and you're nailing the apex. I think I was a little bit off, so that's probably where you were better than me through that bit. So there's definitely, I would say, a 49 in it.
Are you more or less nervous for this kart versus the 80s?
Hard to say. I mean, the 80s car was amazing. This one, it looks great. It's from the year I was born. It's as old as me. I'm hoping that's a good omen for me.
Oh yeah, like he gets just a little bit of rear locking there, right at just at the start of turning, which is really helping pitch the kart. Oh, that was a dangerous amount of curb there, Steve. A little bit of curb usage. Hopefully he doesn't loosen up the wheels by the time it's my turn to go out. Oh my God, those bumps in the last chicane are so violent. He's getting a lot of hop. Do I want to know the driver's score?
It was pretty good. It was 81.5.
81.5. Wow, okay.
Oh, my hip was like half out the cart, so it was a bit tricky, but I'm happy with that score. 81.5, nearly as high as the 86 kart, so good luck.
Thank you.
And you know what, these karts are just mega because I've done so much karting in my life, but I've never had the privilege of driving a kart like this, so it's a real cool experience, to be honest.
All right, 1990s kart. Now, lap time wise, Steve went slower in this kart than the 80s kart, but I think that comes down to the tire compound more than anything.
It's super interesting only having one kart out there because you can hear everything he's doing. I can tell when he's lifting, coasting, accelerating. I gotta say, I'm a bit worried here because he really threw that in. He backed that in nicely, better than what I was doing. The chicane is super difficult. That was actually really nicely done, mate. Really, really, really beautiful. That was a blessing to watch.
God, it's like riding an angry bull.
I am concerned. He looks good out there. I am very concerned. I'm impressed because he hasn't been here, as we said, and he hasn't driven that kart before, but he looked like he switched that on pretty quick. So I'm curious to see what the scores are. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, and I know your score already. It was 81.5 in this kart, was it not?
Yeah.
Mine was a 77.6. So.
Cam. The GOAT debate is over, guys. It's done.
Well, the video's not over yet. We still got a couple more cars to try.
We're just looking at the data in the app here, comparing myself with Cam on our best laps. I mean, you can see here, going through turn 1, minimum apex speed. I was a little bit quicker, so just carrying much more speed through there, all the way up the back straight. It's just little things like that that add up, obviously. Maybe here, actually, through Inkermans, Cam preferring to take, as you can see, a very different line. Overall, it's just, as always in karting, very fine differences, but it totaled just a couple of tenths in the end. So today is obviously me versus Cam, but this can actually be me versus Cam versus everyone in the world, and anyone can win this LN Senior Rotax. All you got to do, get the app, sign up to the competition around Whilton Mill, get a lap in, and see if you can beat our score. The highest score by the end of September is going to win this LN kart with a Senior Rotax. No tyres, but you have to buy them.
Still pretty good though, isn't it?
Still pretty good though. Okay, we're jumping into the Senior Rotax kart. Now obviously I've done quite a lot of this around this track. We've had some sketchy moments, obviously. So obviously we're going to hope to not repeat those as we head out onto the track for the first time. Now of course Cam, as we've mentioned multiple times, not the most familiar with this circuit. It's his first time here, of course. And so out of all of them, I'm expecting to do the best in this one. Getting the kart nicely fired up. I'm back in familiar ground, let's say, in a Rotax Senior at Whilton Mill with the good old boys at Dan Holland Racing. Whilst Cam is just getting used to it. He has driven Senior Rotax, but not here. I decided to let him go through to see if we can just follow him. Now, of course, we are trying to get the best score, but it was nice just to give him a little bit of a race here, just to see exactly how he was driving. And it was interesting to pick up some different things. I think on the brakes, he was a little bit tentative, perhaps not quite used to the intensity, as the line through there was quite interesting as well. And this is something that the TRAX device will pick up, your exact line, and it's something that you'll be able to compare directly between the two of us. And so that'll be something we can pick up. As we head through towards the boot, I was about to make a very silly mistake as I got right up behind him. Clattering the wall on the inside, just not quite focusing. I was a bit distracted there, looking at the back of his car. I end up clattering into the wall on the inside. Just the most stupid collision ever, just hit the wall and then slightly bent. I have to get it fixed.
I think you lost that one.
Well, I don't know. Depends what the driver score is. We'll see. I might have clattered the wall. When I was right behind you, what? I went into that tyre wall. I was just so focused on where you were.
Okay.
Hit the wall and then the steering column slightly bent.
Well, let's see what your driver score was until you bent the steering wheel, but I got to claw at everything I can get, man.
78.8 still.
You did 78.8, and what did I do? 75.3. You still beat me. Okay, so let me propose a deal, because you've technically won on points here.
Yeah. Mathematically
speaking. So how about we do an all or nothing? Whoever gets the best driver score across all the karts the entire day, and that person takes the W.
Okay.
Deal. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you heard it.
It's been utter domination so far. No, I'm kidding. It's been a good competition, quite close driver scores, but this, Cam, this is what you're used to.
Honestly, I think this is where I can claw it all back, right? It's winner takes all. Yep. If I get the highest score at this point, then I guess I win the day. Now I know the track from driving all the other karts, but I think this will be quite different from a line point of view, from a curb usage point of view. So hopefully I can, apply the stuff I know from rentals and maybe just edge you out.
Let's do it. Okay, so here we go, direct battle between myself and Cam. Now, of course, the lap time does matter, the driver score matters, but at the same time, I want to stay in front of him and do my best in a direct battle as well. Now, out of all the videos I've seen of Cam, I would say that the rental karting is where I would most associate him, and therefore I would put him as the stronger driver in this category. So I'm going to do my best to try to beat him. He's clearly very quick. He's right on me. He's caught up very quickly. I do think I have a bit of a weight disadvantage, just to get my racing driver excuse in there nice and early. But he's going to go up the inside here, into the boot. I'm going to see it coming. I'm going to let him go and see if we can follow him through the awkward chicane here to close out the lap at Whilton Mill. Trying to use as much curb. He's actually all over the curbs there, and he's just going to pull out a kart length or two there on the exit. Can we follow him through turns 1 and 2? You can. He's actually slightly in the dirt. You can pick up a bit of a toe here. Be interesting to see what this does to my driver's score as we're getting a bit of free time. We go for the massive dive bomb. I mean, that is suboptimal in terms of trying to drive the right line and get a high score. But I mean, for the cameras, it was rather spectacular. As, I mean, a move up at Christmas Corner at Whilton Mill, it wouldn't be a Super GT video without one of those. So I kind of had to send it, but now I'm losing touch. Well, actually, no, I'm not. That was a good corner. That was a bad one by him. And so we are right back on him. He looks over his shoulder, goes slightly defensive. It's really interesting. Racing against Cam, and it's certainly more so when he does that. Big mistake into the left-hander, over rotates. I don't know what he was doing. It's kind of like my mistake in the senior Rotax moments ago. So that's not going to give him a good score. I think that's fair to say. So eventually, I actually slow down, wait for him to meet back up. And now, we decided we were going to work together. As we've mentioned with the senior Rotax giveaway, anyone would be able to turn up to this track and try to set the fastest time and the highest driver score on our competition. As Cam spins again, the highest driver score will win the senior Rotax. And so we were trying to set as high a score as possible to really make it as difficult as possible. As I let him go through here, I think he was quicker. He was just trying to push a little bit too hard on the brakes here on these rental karts. As on the senior Rotax, you really can hammer the brakes. On these karts, maybe not so much. A little bit wide there. Not an ideal line at all. Cam pulls away quite clearly. And this became the trend of the next couple of laps. I think Cam, once he got comfortable with the kart, he quite clearly was a little bit quicker. And I wasn't quite able to keep up. This might not necessarily be reflected in the score though, as there's still always a chance of getting a higher score, maybe because I'm heavier or my kart isn't as good, but we will see.
Honestly, I think I've got the lap time advantage, but the question is, do I have the driver score advantage?
It's a weird one, right? Because we've driven so many karts today, and I normally don't drive higher karts these days.
Yeah.
So you have to unlearn certain driving styles and adapt very quickly. And I think you're definitely really good in these. You're suited to these.
I might have had a bit of straight line advantage as well, I think, in my kart, but the beauty of the TRAX device is that it takes all that into account, right? It should tell us what our actual driving potential is for our specific kart. So
should we see what our scores are? I'm really genuinely interested to see what this is.
yeah, this is that's all coming down to this.
So in the 86 kart earlier, I got a driver score of 82. That's what we're trying to beat here, and I can say I have beaten it.
Okay.
Have you beaten it?
I've beaten 82 as well. Oh, this is... Yeah.
Okay, I'll go first. I got 85.5.
85.5. That's a monster score. That's a monster score. Do you think our subscribers are going to be able to beat that?
I think yeah. I think someone will come down here. There's going to be people.
Sure
yeah. What have you got?
My score, drum roll please, 87.0.
He wins. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you've been whooping my ass all day in every kart but this one. So, yeah, I think we can both take a W from this one.
Yeah, well, fair play, mate.
Fair play.
Well driven. Obviously, we did a lot more laps in a higher kart. It's easier to do more laps because it's less physical, well above what we managed in the earlier kart. So it's just easier to get a higher score. And you guys are able to do the same. Anyone can turn up to this track. All the karts are fitted with a device. As long as you're registered and you sign up to the competition, you can enter, try and beat our score. Got 85.5, Cam 87.0, really good score from him. But the main thing, you know, this day has just been great. Really good fun to meet Cam, to get out some different karts, some karts which I've never driven before. Will there be a rematch between the two of us? I think we should do something else again. All right, there we go, guys. A really fun day. Those historic karts at the beginning, really mega to drive, really different experience. Thank you to the British Historic Karting Club for those. And of course, to Dan Holland Racing, who I've raced with before, the legends as ever. Thank you to Cam for being a good sport and for winning the competition. And thank you for watching. See you later. Goodbye.